as a formulator, I know how the sausage is made. I've been doing this a long time, right? And I see these commercials on TV. I want to choke somebody. Just the dishonesty that is in the business, as you know, if you're in the business, it's so unfair. Not only is it just mean-spirited, but it leads to this sense of just jadedness, where nobody believes anybody. Now, here's a classic example. I was saying this earlier. We have a situation here in this country and around the world, really, where we sell hundreds of millions of dollars of moisturizing creams every year. Hundreds of millions of dollars. There are tens of thousands of different moisturizing creams that are available to you. Probably you guys have yourselves maybe 6 or 7 or even more moisturizers in your purse, in your medicine cabinet, in your car, in your locker, in your desk at work. You got all these different moisturizers. Everybody's using moisturizers. We're using moisturizers every day. We're using them multiple times a day. And everybody has dry skin. With all the moisturizers you're using, you think we would have eradicated, there would never be any dry skin because everybody's using moisturizers, right? Well, it turns out that the worst thing you can ever put on your dry skin is a moisturizer. It's a way to guarantee that you will permanently have dry skin when you put a moisturizer on. I mean, have you ever thought of that? I mean, nobody even thinks about it. Wait a minute. If I'm using all this moisturizer, how come my skin's not moist? How come my skin is dry? Well, it turns out that when you have a moisturizer, when you put a moisturizer on your skin, you suppress your skin's natural ability to moisturize itself. The way you want to address dry skin is by addressing the skin's ability to moisturize itself. Human skin should never be dry. Human skin should never be sensitive either. If you have sensitive skin, or you have dry skin, or you have thinning skin, that's a health condition. And that needs to be addressed in a healthcare fashion. In the world of skincare, we're led to believe that if you rub something on and it feels nice, then it's doing something. The craziest way to assess the value of a skincare product is to put it on your skin and go, oh, that feels nice. Yeah. You haven't done anything to your skin, you're just feeling the product on the surface of the skin. I mean, think about it. You haven't done anything to your skin, you feel the product that you just rubbed on your skin, and we have been told to believe that we've actually done something for our skin. The real way to address dry skin is to address the health of the tissue, and that's what this does. Now, the true way to address the health of the skin, and you really need to do this, is to make sure we address the health of the internal part of the body, because the skin is not separate from the heart or the lungs or the liver or the spleen or the pancreas or any other part of the body. It's all integrated as part of the body, even though it looks like the skin's on the outside of the body. If you have dry skin, guess what? You got a heart problem, and a lung problem, and a pancreas problem, and a spleen problem. You got a body problem. Dry skin does not occur in a vacuum, so the best way to take care of your dry skin is to make sure you're using essential fatty acids, make sure you're staying away from problem foods, make sure you're using digestive enzymes, make sure you're using vitamin A, zinc, make sure you're taking care of yourself internally. And then topically, make sure you're nutriating yourself topically, changing the health of the condition called the skin. Dry skin doesn't sound like it's a health issue. It sounds kind of minor, and compared to a heart attack, it's pretty minor. But nonetheless, it is a health condition. It's a sign that skin is not doing its business. Do you ever wonder why you have dry skin? Do you ever wonder what the mechanisms of dry skin are? Like, what is it about dry skin? How do we have dry skin?
I thought it was hormones.
Well, everything is hormones. Everything involves your hormones. But isn't that kind of interesting? We all have dry skin. We all want to treat our dry skin. We all do all these things to treat our dry skin, or buy all these products to treat our dry skin, but we don't really know what dry skin is. Do you want me to tell you what dry skin is? Or do you care?
We care.
Do you care?
We care.
Okay, so dry skin is skin that doesn't have water. But we don't feel dryness. We feel hardness. We think dryness and hardness, when we say we have dry skin, what it really means we have hard skin. And that's why when we use a moisturizer, we think we've done something. Because a moisturizer doesn't add moisture. How can a moisturizer add moisture? When you think about it, it's just wax and oil and grease and thickener. How's that going to add water to your skin? But yet when we put it on, we think we've moisturized. No, we've softenized. We've softened the surface. Dry skin is a function of water inside the skin. If you have dry skin, water is not getting trapped inside the skin. How does water get trapped? That's what we really want to know, is how can we increase water trapping in the skin? So here's the problem. When you have, the way it should work, the way it should normally work, is water. Where do you think the water comes from in the skin? Anybody know? Do you know where the water comes from?
Water you drink?
Where?
The water you drink?
Nope. You can drink all the water you want, and it's not going to help your dry skin. Have you ever heard that? Drink more water for your dry skin? How many of you had your dry skin relieved by drinking more water? Anybody? right? Nobody ever, in the history of the planet Earth, nobody's ever had their dry skin improved by drinking more water. Classic old wives' tale, myth. There's another myth. I was watching this commercial yesterday in my hotel room about some gal who had dry mouth. And she said, I drank all the water I could drink, and I didn't know well, of course it did, because that's not the problem.
What's your vitamins, right?
It's a little, you're on the right track, okay? Definitely on the right track. What's supposed to happen is water ultimately derives from the blood. That's where all the water in your skin comes from the blood. But the blood is located deep. See, the skin's made up in layers. So your dry skin is up here, but the blood is down here. What's supposed to happen if we're healthy is the water gets transported from the blood upwards, and it goes into a skin cell, and then it gets carried upwards in the skin cell. And as the skin cell is rising up to the top, it's dumping out its contents, and its contents become water magnets that trap the water that comes up from the blood. Its contents become fats that also trap the water, act as a barrier to water that comes out from the blood. And its contents eventually, the cell, eventually as it rises to the top, forms a barrier that further traps the water. So the four main ways that the skin is supposed to stay moist and hydrated is by being transported upwards from the blood in the skin cell, by being trapped in fats, by being trapped in natural magnets, and by forming the barrier. What do all these have in common? The skin cell. Dry skin is a sick skin cell. Technical name for skin cells is, do you know, anybody know? Technical name? Technical name for skin cells is keratinocyte. Okay, we're just going to call them skin cells. If you have dry skin, you've got sick keratinocytes, dysfunctional or poorly functioning skin cells. Isn't that interesting? The problem with dry skin is the skin cell. So how do you get healthy? In anything. If you have heart disease, or you have gallbladder disease, or you have liver disease, you gotta heal the cell. You gotta feed the cell. You gotta make the cell healthy, and that's what these do. That's what all my products do. So yeah, your skin's gonna feel moist when you put the product on right away, but in the long run, you're gonna have healthier skin cells, you're gonna have better transportation of water, you're gonna have more fats, you're gonna have more water magnets, and you're gonna have a better barrier. And that's really what this is about. This is about the health of this. This is about the health of the skin, and that's what we really should be focusing on. Yeah, we all want beautiful skin, we all want young skin, we all want soft skin, but ultimately all derives from health. Try to take care of beauty without addressing health first is putting the cart ahead of the horse. If you take care of the health first, the skin will be naturally beautiful.
Hey, we had a question I'm on Instagram Live.
Are we doing Instagram Live?
Yeah, we are. Say hey to all your.
Hey.
They're all saying hi to you.
Really? Why didn't
Yeah.
you tell me that?
I didn't want to interrupt. We were it was such a good speech.
Was it good?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Well, we're getting questions. They want to know if the mist is going to come in a bigger size.
Yes, the mist will come in a bigger size, but the mist is not like a lavender mist or rosewater mist or foo-foo mist. This is active ingredients. This is minerals, so it's a little pricey. So it will come in a bigger size, especially for back bar. But because it's pricey, it's going to be it's going to be a little bit.
Right.
It's not going to be like a regular mist, but yes, we're going to have a bigger mist.
Okay, good to know. And also, and the cleansers, any updates?
Yes, cleansers are coming.
Updates.
Peppermint salicylic cleanser.
Woo!
See, the people who work for me are real lucky because they get to try all the stuff. So I got a retinol cleanser and a peppermint salicylic cleanser and a creamy cleanser, and I have an exfoliating body wash that should be out soon too.
All right.
But I'm trying to release the products like kind of strategically, one at a time. And I'm not sure which cleanser. If you guys have some advice on which cleanser we should do first, we're debating whether we should do the peppermint salicylic cleanser first or the creamy cleanser. Peppermint salicylic.
Ooh, maybe we should run a poll on that.
Yeah, you should.
We're going to do
that.
that.
I'm not sure which one we want to do first.
And I had a question. If someone is using a growth factor, like say after they get microneedling and they could use like a recovery complex or something, would you use the healing cream before or after the growth factor? Or
all the vitamin products you want on naked skin.
Naked skin, okay. But you would use, like, it doesn't matter if you use the healing cream before the serum, or is there an order that you
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. You've heard of layering?
Yeah.
People always ask about layering. Have you guys heard of layering? Right? What is layering really? It's just mixing. It's not like they stay in layers.
I always
it's not like
wonder
stuff stays
about
in
that.
Layers on the skin, it gets all mixed. So whether you mix it in your hand first, and I always like people to mix things in their hair first, or you layer it, it doesn't really matter. It's all getting mixed up on the skin. So there's no such thing really as layering.
Right.
It's all just mixing together, and all of these mix together well, or they mix together with other products too.
Right. So, but if you should use these first if you're using a growth factor and put the growth factor on after. But
you can actually mix these in with the growth factor.
Mix in. Okay.
Especially, remember the fulvic minerals increase penetration. You're not just getting minerals here. you're getting penetration, and not just into the skin, but into the cell itself. And that is so important because we look at the skin, we don't see that it's made up of cells. And so we think we can just rub stuff on and hope for the best. You really need to be accessing the cells, which are located in the basal layer and the squamous layer, which is way deep. And that's what the minerals do. So using the fulvic mineral mist helps everything else work better. But of course, with most products, you also get the preservatives and the other stuff, and you don't necessarily want those.
And you can use his mist with other serums, which is great about it. It's a great product.
What's the price point of it?
$39.
Yeah, the mist is $39, and then the serum.
This is $199, $189, or $129, and $189 for these.
And they are amazing.
Here?
They'll all last.
Your products are available here or online or where?
Yeah, they're available here.
Yep, and they're 20% off today. Yep. Thanks, Ben. That was awesome. You are the best.
Thank you.
All right, y'all.
Thank you, ladies.
Thanks for listening. Okay, everyone's saying save this message. I'm going to save it, ladies.
I didn't know you were Instagramming me live.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.